Alright, so that's week one of the European Champions Cup, done and dusted. What a week it was. What an opening week it was. There were some really big results, and there were some results that we all kind of expected to happen. I mean, just like Leinster, Toulouse, Bordeaux, did we expect that? But there were some results that we expected to happen, and some results that really surprised us. But let's get right into it. So the opening day of the tournament, Bayonne vs Stormers. Stormers beat Bayonne 26-17 in Bayonne. That is a huge win for the Stormers. That is an absolutely massive win away from home. And the Stormers are really finding their form in the away games, which they've been struggling with in the past few seasons. But this year, they seem to be really taking that challenge head on, going into the away games and really, really taking teams on and getting wins away from home, which is big. If you want to win competitions like this or the URC or any of these European competitions, you have to be a team that's not just good at home, but good away from home. And we know the Stormers are very good at home, but they've been struggling away from home in recent years, but now it's a whole different team. So it's good to see. And without some of their big players like Sasha Feinberg, Mazulu, Kobus Reinach, and Damien Willemse as well. So that is a massive win. Probably the biggest win of the weekend. Probably. Alright, so let's have a look here. Sale versus Glasgow. Okay. Glasgow Warriors beat Sale in Sale 26-21. That is a massive win for Glasgow. That is an absolutely huge win for Glasgow away from home. When I was going into this, I was really excited for this game because I felt like Sale and Glasgow were two very evenly matched teams, and I mean, the score just proves it. Either team could have won on the day, and Glasgow just got away with it. I do think Glasgow has, right now, maybe a bit more quality in their team. I did think Sale would have won, but I mean, I'm not surprised Glasgow won. They have won the URC before, and they're a team that's trending in the right direction. Like, they're always staying in the top 5, top 4. They're doing very well in their normal domestic competition as well. So I wasn't surprised with that, and that's a big win for them. Moving on to Saturday's games. Saracens with a big win over Clermont, 47-10 at home. That is a huge win, and Saracens are here to play this year. They have a very good team this year. Bit of a different team to what you expect from a normal Saracens Champions Cup team. Some different faces, some different players, but some really good performances from the likes of Lucio Cinti, Elliot Daly, some really big names putting in some big performances. So yeah, Clermont will want to fix what happened in that game because they got blown off the park by a very strong Saracens team, a very quality Saracens team. All right, Bulls versus Bordeaux. This game was a very good game. This is probably one of my favorite games of the weekend to watch. I mean, there was a second where I thought, okay, Bulls are running Bordeaux off the park in the Highveld, and I thought, God, there's no ways Bordeaux can come back. But then somehow Bordeaux, the defending champs that they are, just stuck in there and got back. Ran right over the Bulls in the second half and just took it away from them. As soon as Bordeaux started to open those floodgates, I knew it was game over for the Bulls. But the Bulls will be happy that they held on that long, but they'll be very disappointed that they didn't get the win because it was really a game that I thought the Bulls could have won if they just hang on a little bit longer. But obviously they couldn't, and Bordeaux showed their quality and their class. La Rochelle versus Leicester. I mean, in La Rochelle, Leicester as well has not been the best Champions Cup team the past few seasons. They've had great players, but just as an overall squad, I just don't think they have it where they can like win the tournament or beat a team like La Rochelle away from home. I mean, the scoreboard doesn't look that bad for Leicester. I mean, 39-20 is still a big score, but you would expect a bit more for La Rochelle playing at home against a Leicester team. But I mean, yeah, Leicester is one of those teams. You always be wary of them. They're always a team that can win on any given day, and they're a very good team. But then I mean, La Rochelle with some of their players like Gregory Aldridge, just absolutely world class players, and some of the most passionate fans in world rugby. So yeah, that was pretty much expected, and yeah, Leicester held in there for a bit, but obviously La Rochelle just ran over them at the end of the day. Leinster versus Harlequins. Now this game was a weird one because Harlequins was doing okay, and I mean it's a weird one because with these games like La Rochelle playing at home or Leinster playing at home, especially if they're playing against like a Leicester or a Sale or a Harlequins, you always expect them to win, but you always know that the team they're playing against could win. Like a Harlequins could beat a Leinster on their good day, so you never know what's going to happen. But I mean, Leinster will be happy to get a 45-28 win and some very good performances from some of their players, especially in the back line, so they'll be very happy with their performances. Harlequins will have a bit to work on because they're a quality team and they can go far in this competition if they just get some of those big away wins under the belt because they've been struggling with that recently in this tournament. Same with Leicester. So hopefully they can get that sorted in seasons to come or even in games to come. Bristol beat Scarlets by 1 point. Scarlets playing at home. This is one of the games I was not too interested in this week. Obviously, I should be more interested in it, but Bristol just just scraped a win against Scarlets in Wales. The thing with Scarlets is everybody says, the the Welsh teams are struggling so much, but to beat Scarlets at home, like Scarlets playing at home, it's a tough game. I've realized in the URC for the South African teams as well, they really struggle to have good games against Scarlets when they play at home, because Scarlets is not a bad team at all. So that's a good win for Bristol, and Scarlets will be disappointed with that one. In Bath 14, Munster 14. This just shows the quality of this Bath side. This Bath side is absolutely monumental right now. This Bath team is really good. They are world class, and they have come to play this tournament. They have really come to play. A lot of these British teams, these Prem teams, are quality this year, and it's going to be very exciting to see how they go against each other in the Prem and how the playoffs starts to unfold in the Champions Cup, because I think the playoffs this year and the Champions Cup this year could be so close and so exciting. I mean, just some names off the top of my head. I think Stormers will do well. Bath, Northampton, Saracens. I think the Bulls have a good team. I think if the Sharks play all their players, they could do okay. But then you have the likes of Toulouse, Bordeaux, Edinburgh. Not Edinburgh. Edinburgh, Glasgow. All those teams have some really good chances this year. And then you have the likes of Leicester and Harlequins that are still good teams, and Sale. So there's some really good teams in this competition. But Bath will be very happy with that. They're a quality team, and I think they are one of the teams to beat in this tournament. I would love to see them go up against a France side, one of the French teams, because that's going to be a very good game. Pau versus Northampton. Northampton get a massive win away from home in Pau. I know Pau has a very, very passionate crowd, and it's a very, very difficult place to go play away at. So getting a win away with their young but very, very experienced and very, very world-class squad, they'll be very happy with that. Northampton, a great team, one of the teams to beat as well. And a Pau, a very good team, and they'll be disappointed that they couldn't get the win. I think their fans will be disappointed as well. Now, Toulouse versus Sharks. We expected it. 56-19. We expected a scoreline like that. Sharks really did not send their strongest team. Hung in there a little bit. Some players stood out. The likes of Ross Brody, the scrum half from the Sharks, had a great game. Honestly, outplayed Jaden Hendrickson by a while. Batot Lekani from the Sharks had a good game. Some good performances, some good individual performances, but they'll be looking for the Springboks to get back to try and make a case. But hopefully the Springboks can make a big influence, because the Sharks team just lacks a lot of cohesion right now. And a team like Toulouse definitely does not lack cohesion. Ange Kapawatso, incredible game. Blair Kinghorn, Thomas Ramos. Names like that, it's going to be tough to beat, especially if you're sending your second string side over. So we expected a result like that for Toulouse, and well done to them. They are one of the best teams in the world right now in club rugby, and it's going to be exciting to see what happens in the playoffs with all these incredible teams. Gloucester versus Cust. Gloucester 34-14 win over them. Massive win for them. Earlier on in the game, after the interception, I thought, Cust could run away with it here. But then, no, Gloucester got stuck right back in, and very good win for them based on how their season's going this year. A very, very good win for Gloucester, and they'll be a team that will be looking to maybe be a bit of an underdog in this tournament and make their way through. With a win like that, if they keep that momentum up, anything can happen. Now, this is also one of the biggest wins from the weekend. Edinburgh beating Toulon at home. The thing with these Scottish teams is when you play them at their home, it's become a bit like playing a French side in France. It's a very, very tough game to go win in Scotland. I don't know, from the URC, teams really struggle to beat the likes of Edinburgh and Glasgow when they play at home. They really do, because it's like these small stadiums with incredible atmospheres. It's hostile. They play good rugby. They're used to it. They know their conditions well. So it's really hard to go there and beat those types of teams. So massive win for Edinburgh. Toulon will be disappointed, but Edinburgh, very, very big win. Looking forward to the next week as well. You got Leicester versus Leinster, Stormers La Rochelle, Clermont versus Sale, Sharks versus Saracens, Bordeaux versus Scarlets, Munster versus Gloucester, Glasgow versus Toulouse, Harlequins versus Bayonne, Cust versus Edinburgh, Northampton versus the Bulls, Toulon versus Bath, and Bristol versus Pau. So there's some massive games happening, and this weekend that happened, there was some big games and some very big performances. Pool 1, the top right now, Toulouse, Saracens, and Glasgow all at the top there. That's a massive pool. You still have Sale Sharks, and Clermont there, so that's a very exciting pool. Pool 2, Bath, Gloucester, and Edinburgh at the top, with Toulon, Cust, and Munster there. So that pool could really even out over the next few games, especially with the likes of Toulon and Munster not being able to get a win on week 1. So that'll be interesting. Pool 3, La Rochelle, Leinster, Stormers, Harlequins, Leicester, and Bayonne. That is a really, really good pool. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I'll be doing a preview for this next week's games. Pool 4, Bordeaux, Northampton, Bristol, Scarlets, Bulls, Pau. A bit more of a weaker pool if you think of the likes of Pau and Scarlets and Bristol. I think the Bulls will be trying to make their way back up that pool, but it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. And I'll be doing a preview for this week's games, and I'll be doing a team of the week video as well, guys, so don't miss out. And wow, just some incredible games, and this is the best club rugby tournament in the world for a reason. Thanks so much for watching, guys.